Really glad you're joining me for the short video overview of the Module 6 journal assignment. This is a very different kind of assignment. I think you're going to enjoy it. So to set the stage for it, think back to our working definition of sustainability that we constructed way back in the very first module of this course. Now, how has that definition been expanded upon over these five and a half now modules that we've covered? Okay, great. I think now you're ready to begin on the journal assignment for Module 6. In this assignment, you may choose to use the video note tool to record your responses, or you may choose to write it as a paper. Up to you. But let's go through this step by step. The first step in getting started on your Module 6 journal assignment is to review the assignment guidelines. As you will see, this journal assignment asks you to reflect on your personal consumption habits over the course of several days. Please make sure that you read through the prompts before starting with the tracker. This will prepare you to collect only the information you need to complete the tracker and complete the assignment. I really recommend that you use the tracker template that's available for you to download. You'll find this in the guidelines and rubric page in Module 6. So let's take a look at that tracker. You've been provided with this consumption tracker template that will help you organize your response to the prompts. You don't need to submit the tracker. It's only for your use. Well, here's how I like to use the tracker. First, I review the categories and add any that I think reflect my behaviors. For example, one of the categories I add is a household category. It helps me separate out tasks I do, like household cleaning and maintenance, making it easy to comment on them in the journal. I'm curious to see what other categories you add. And then I print out the tracker so I can keep it handy. I decide which day I'm going to start, and then I use Post-it notes. I post them around in conspicuous places in my home, in my car, in my office. Those remind me that I want to add to the tracker right away instead of trying to add everything at the end of the day. So then I put my plan into action over a couple of days, 2 or 3 days. Next, you want to carefully review the prompts on the guidelines and rubric page of Module 6 just one more time. Then take a few minutes to jot down responses to the prompts. I like to think of this as writing a summary statement from the data that I collected on my tracker. Doing this will help you when you get ready to record your video note or write your paper. Next, remember that if you choose to make a video note, it should be about 2 to 3 minutes in length. You may want to write a script and practice reading through it before recording your video note. In any case, please be sure that you respond to each part of each prompt. And finally, be thoughtful here. The first time I did this assignment myself, as I prepared to teach this course, I found it to be really quite powerful. In fact, I made a few changes that have helped me be more sustainable over time, and I really hope it does the same for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at the grading rubric. First, we're going to go through this row by row, the first row being consumption habits. And here, I'm going to ask, did you provide a complete analysis of your consumption behaviors over those 2 to 3 days that you use the tracker? Next row is discoveries. How were you able to reflect on your consumption in each of the categories, especially with regard to whether your behaviors are harmful or helpful? Were you able to provide examples of each? Then on the changes in human behavior row, if our shared goals are to move toward more sustainable habits, such as reducing waste, using cleaner forms of energy more often, and being more efficient in our use of resources, were you able to identify changes that you can make both short-term and long-term? And again, did you share specific examples there? And then finally, there's always that clear communication row here. Did you communicate in a clear and concise manner, and was your presentation well organized? Also, did you use some of those vocabulary terms that we've been learning throughout these 6 modules? Again, I encourage you to read through the rubric and create a script before you record that video note or you write your paper. Thanks for joining me. Look forward to seeing you on our next recording. Good luck with the tracker. And as always, I'm here to support you. Reach out if I can help.